Hey tech friends, are you tired of getting rejected or ghosted on your interviews? Well, let's check into some entry-level jobs that could guarantee your foot in the door and from there on ability to develop your career in tech. Let's get into tech. So, without further ado, let's get down to it. There's going to be a list of a bunch of entry-level jobs in no particular order. Well, there's one kind of an order, but yeah, uh, it's not like something is better or whatever. So let's get into this now. And we start with number one, help desk technician. So what does help desk technician do? He provides technical support. He uses solving hardware and software issues for users and whatnot. Customer service is between, depending on where you are, between just your internal customers, aka different departments of your organization, or outside customers if you are offering some software or whatnot, technical things for customers outside the organization, then you might have to troubleshoot those. What's required? Well, you have to know some ticketing systems, for instance, Jira. There's going to be possibility of attending on live chats. There's going to be like knowledge wiki bases, like just where you find the intel that can help you to help them get their problems solved. So, what are the entry level salaries on these? In the US, somewhere between 35 and 55k, depending on obviously the size of the company. In Europe, it's somewhere around 25 to 40k. And we have to remember that the social systems in Europe are different. So healthcare, education, bunch of stuff are a lot cheaper or free compared to the States. So the salary doesn't have to be that good in order to get by. So what kind of a education you could get into this without going into public or private educational system like universities, colleges, and whatnot? Well, you could go into the Google IT support professional cert that's offered in Coursera, for example. I think there's something like IT support technician or fundamentals or something like that in edX. I'm posting them up there. And yeah, so check those out. There's also try it Jira. Jira is a ticketing system. So yeah, in edX. So that's something you can get and try and learn. Some of them are paid. In Coursera, in general, you can always audit the courses for free, but you just don't get the certification. But you don't get these things with certification, just the knowledge. And if you go and look into Indeed and whatever work site, you're going to find out that most of the descriptions are going to be like, you have to know Windows, you have to know basic computer stuff, and you should be good to go. If you've been studying coding or cybersecurity or whatever, you should probably know these things already, and this could be your gateway to your first tech job. Next up, we have QA tester, so quality assurance tester. Their job is to ensure quality of the software through manual and automated testing. This is what I got into when I was in my first job. You can learn about it in the first video that I made. There's going to be a link somewhere in there or down in the description. It was kind of bad, but it was my first video. Anyways, so, okay. I got into this. I found bugs. I reported them. Things got fixed and the software got better. And thus I was invited into the QA team, and rest is history. What are the skills? Attention to detail, testing methodologies, automation, understanding of the technologies you are handling, and so on. There's going to be like programs like Selenium. There's going to be ticketing systems again like Jira, Test Rails, and Jenkins. There's all kinds of Cypress, depending on the company you'd end up in. Sometimes it's just clicking around manually. that's what I did. I was able to break the software with just like doing things that nobody should be doing with the program. So the entry level salaries are somewhere between 45 to 70K in the US and 30 to 55 in Europe. So there's a Coursera course called Software Testing and Automation. At least that's what I think it was. It's going to be there. And that's going to get you started. Next up, we have Network Technician. So this is kind of like the another gateway job to another one that's that I'm going to reveal later on the video. So this and the help desk are great to gateways to that position, which I'm going to talk later in the video. So what does Network Technician do? They install, maintain, and troubleshoot networks. So you have probably done this. You have done your home Wi-Fi, you have done your cabling, and you have maybe built like routers and whatnot. You are already almost there. That's what you gotta know. You gotta know routers, switches, what VLAN is, how TCP/IP works, and that's about it. It's that simple. You probably know this, so nothing is stopping you except that you are afraid to apply. The starting salaries come from 45 to 75K, depending again organization and what's it about. In Europe, it's somewhere between 25 to 50. Again, a little less, but then again, living conditions, different European countries. You'd be almost a millionaire in some of the countries with 25K. Not really, but you'd be well off with a salary like that. So again, for the courses that I would look into, Google supports professional certificate again. And for Coursera, Introduction to Networking, there's a whole bunch of networking courses. Find them on YouTube. And Network Chuck, for instance, has a lot of content around different kind of network stuff and certifications and whatnot. There's a whole bunch of things. I'm not going into the CompTIA ecosystem because that could be something for the future videos. And then we have the IT project coordinator. It's not a project manager position, but it's kind of like the assistant for the project manager. So usually in my meetings, we switch roles between there's two, me and the other guy who are doing the software project management thing. So we switch places. Sometimes I'm the assistant and other times he's the assistant, just to keep the flow going and not having to take all the responsibilities of all the meetings and whatnot. So the project coordinator helps assist with the planning, execution, and closing of the IT projects. You have to know some project management. You have good communications and the organization. You have to be organized. Soft skills. So what you should know. You should probably know most of the Microsoft ecosystem office programs. Again, Jira, if it's a bigger company, you could run these things on Excel, on a Gantt, little like Excel Gantt thing. Asana, Trello, they're all like these different kind of workflow boards. So some of them are just drag and drop. You probably know if you know how to drag a file in Windows system or Mac. So starting salary is somewhere between 50 to 80K. And again, depending on the organization and what kind of a project you're taking the asset coordinator role with, in Europe, 35 to 65K. Again, what to do? Well, there's Google Project Management Professional Certificate. I've skimmed through it. I've done some of it. Pretty good. Gets you going. And there's no need to go for the expensive stuff for this. So just look that up and maybe do audit. My dog just came. Hello, dog. Say hi. Oh, he's ignoring me. Probably annoyed me talking to the camera. Anyway, so yeah, that's a great course. Just look into it and audit for free. Next up, another technical role, database administrator. Manages and maintains database system. Pretty simple, straightforward. Database management, you got to know that. You got to know SQL, SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, MongoDB, whatever the company has running. So just learn SQL and probably Mongo. So database management, backup and recovery. These are the kind of stuff you have to do. Do some queries, do some cleanups and whatnot. So starting salaries start from somewhere around 50K to almost six figures in the States and 40 to 70K in the EU side. Again, depending on what you have size of the company. Database Management Essentials is a course in Coursera. There's also SQL certification in Coursera. There's a bunch of courses, again, shown in here. And edX, there's Introduction to Databases or something like that. Can't remember. Well, it's going to pop up here, whatever it is. So yeah, go and check those out. Of course, Udemy has tons of good SQL courses. ZTM has SQL courses. So SQL pretty good. In my repo that I'll actually link down below, there's going to be also several links to the SQL playgrounds that you can start using and just practicing your SQL skills. So get to it and you might turn up to be a database administrator. Next up, we have cybersecurity analyst. I was saying that there's going to be a position where you're going to end up gatewaying from the help desk or network technician. So when you go into the organization, you get your help desk, you get your network technician position, you're going to be interacting with the cybersecurity team. Same goes with the cloud technician. So cyber and cloud technician are somewhere there that you could like jump within the organization from your help desk or network technician positions. Same applies even to database administrators. So if you're into these kind of positions, just try move within the company, or well, you got now you got into the entry level job, so you have experience on a CV. So who knows? You could probably try those positions outside the organization too. So cybersecurity analyst, tech systems against cyber threats, and network skills. Threat analysis, and sometimes ethical hacking, but that's probably not the first entry level thing you're going to be learning. You've got to know your firewalls, IDSs, IPS, SIEM, antivirus programs, and those network things, those skills that you already probably learned if you just came up from the network or help desk. If you understand the architecture of your organization and how networks are built, you have a fair shot at cybersecurity analyst. Payment ranging from 55 to 95K in the entry level, and in EU 35 to 60K. There's IBM cybersecurity. There's Microsoft cybersecurity that goes through the cloud thing too, and there's Google professional cybersecurity professional certificate. There's a whole bunch of good courses that are beginner friendly, and you probably know some of the stuff already if you have been learning about networks, about help desk, about network architecture and whatnot. So, or if you have done the Google IT support professional cert, for instance, that's a good course to get involved with a little bit more technical. So, cybersecurity fundamentals in edX. And as for cloud, cloud technician manages and support cloud computing environments. You have got to know your cloud platforms. There's AWS, Azure, Google, and those are the biggest ones. You have to understand the network security in the cloud. So cybersecurity, cloud security, it's all combined, and you can actually benefit if you've done that network technician or help desk. So starting salaries ranging from 60 to even six figures, and for EU 40 to 70K. Google Cloud Fundamentals, there's all these different kind of all the big companies have Azure has their own. There's Microsoft Learning, they have their own Azure courses there. So AWS has their own, Google has its own, and on the you can find these courses YouTube, Coursera, edX, and also in Udemy. So last but not least, thanks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and tell about this channel to your friends if you like the content. I'm going to be doing more of these videos. Have a good one all. See you on the next video. Now, get into tech.